Good evening, everyone. Today in this session, we have Ms. Mitali Patel, who is an energy healer and a professional therapist who specializes in, the achievement of sound mental health, an advocate of mental health awareness, a poet, a writer, a blogger. She is an expert when it comes to clinical hypnotherapy, cognitive counseling, meditation, mindfulness, and such practices. With multiple work experience and association with several renowned institutions, she has featured in editorials such as the Times of India, the Ahmedabad Mirror, DNA, Daily Hunt, and so on. Ms. Mitali Patel, we're really glad to have you on board for today's session. So once again, thank you for joining in.
Thank you so much.
So, ma'am, if you could now proceed with your presentation, we'd be glad.
Yes,
Thank you.
I'll share my screen.
Yes.
So, welcome everyone. My name is Mitali. I'm based in Ahmedabad, working actively on sound mental health. Today, I'm here to talk about, in general, what is mental health and how does it, play a role in life. So, mind matters. Now, in general, we are talking about mental health, but it's not about just mental health, it is about overall health. Health comprises in general of six segments: mental, physical, emotional, social, spiritual, and financial. It's like the slices of life. Each one of them are equally important, and each one of them play extremely important role in all the areas of life. Now, why do we really need to think about the mental health only? Or why is it to prioritize the mental health? There is a pattern which is scientifically proven that, when you have any kind of thought going on in your mind, it can be anything, positive, negative. Each thought that is created in your mind has a tendency to create an emotion in the system, in our entire system. And that emotion converts into a feeling. Feeling means that now we can feel, which actively involves our five senses. Now anything that has knocked on our senses will push our physical body to react or to act in a manner that will satisfy our thought. In general, all the disorders, diseases, or illnesses are the last part, the fourth step. That is the action that is done by our physical body. Anything happening to your physical body is coming from the thought that is created knowingly or unknowingly. Now, what exactly is mental health and why is it so important? This is a definition that is given by WHO, World Health Organization. Mental health is a state of mental well being that enables people to cope with the stresses of life. Stresses of life means your family, your academics, your health, your friends, your peer, your finances, everything, and realize their abilities to deal with the stresses of life. Learn and work well. Now you have the stresses which are going to teach you something. Your academics are going to give you something, your family is going to give you something. So now how good are you with learning it and absorbing it? And then finally contributing to the community. Community means you're doing something and in return you're getting something. So in general, anything that you're doing with your family, with yourself, with your friends, with your academics, with your career, anything that is resulting into a peaceful mind, into a happy mind, and you feel content about it is a sound mental health. Now, why is it important to talk about the mind and how is it important to physical body? People always talk about physical body, right? We should eat well, we should eat balanced food, we should eat nice food, healthy food, we should run, we should, do workouts and be good with the body. But do you really think if your mind is not working well, your body will cooperate with it? No, because when you are tired with your body, your mind will still poke you, it will still motivate you, and you can actually go on with your body. But if the mind gets tired, if the mind doesn't have the stamina to take up the task, any task, then it will completely collapse. And when this level is reached, that the body and the mind are getting collapsed, that's when you enter any kind of disorder or illness state. Now, in general, daily, any of the common terms are used like stress, anxiety, depression, anger, panic attacks, burnout. So, what are they exactly? Are they same things? Are they different things? Depression, for that matter, is a depression is a characterized thing. It's not a single term, it's a family. Depression is a family in which there are branches. You can have depression from your work, you can have occupational depression, you can have familial depression, you can have academic depression, you can have postpartum depression, you can have grief depression. So depression in general means that now you do not feel good about your life and the way it goes on. You're not feeling rewarded. The common symptoms are you feel very bad with your sleep. The sleep patterns are disturbed. Your food patterns are disturbed. Either you're eating too much, overeating, or you're eating just not enough for the body to get the enough nutrition. Then we come to the anxiety. Anxiety in general is when you are disturbed and you're anxious, or you don't know what will happen, question mark. When you have a lot of question marks and you're feeling endangered. What if my results are not good? What if somebody doesn't like me? What if people are criticizing me? What if my project doesn't go well? What if my subject is not nice? What if I'll not get a job? So anything that is in perception of a future timeline, something which is not happening right now, something which is going to happen in future, and you are already tensed about it. You are already thinking about the results or outcomes of your future thing. That is anxiety. And with depression, the same thing is depression is always from the past. Whenever you are clinging on to the things from your past, it could be relationships, it could be failures from the past, but anything that you're not leaving, you're completely attached with this failure or this detachment, and this breakup and everything. So that's when you get into the depressive state. Now we come to the term called panic attack. Panic attack means it is the next step to the anxiety. Now you really feel your entire body has entered the state of fear. Physical fear, which is really not there. But the adrenaline rush or the hormonal rush is so severe that it thinks that, you have a physical danger right there in front of you. And in the same manner, the hormones and the entire nervous system starts responding to it. So it's like sudden episode of intense fear or anxiety, and it has physical symptoms, but there is no danger there, there is no physical danger there, it's just here in the mind. There is one more term, stress, that is used very frequently. Stress is when it's in the present moment, when you don't know what to do right now, when you are not prepared for today. That's when you are going to be stressed. Now we come to a very common term used especially with occupation, especially with the entrepreneurs or employees or employers, anybody who's working. Burnout is the definition that is written here are given by World Health Organization. It's just there to give you a brief idea about the term that is there or the mental health illness that's there. Burnout is a syndrome conceptualized as resulting from chronic workplace stress. Now, workplace stress is what? The stress to perform, the stress to be efficient in the work, the stress to complete the targets, to be good with your employer, to have a good impression, to have a good social circle, in your office, to have a good image in the office. So whenever you are extra, you're putting your extra efforts in maintaining those images in your office, that's when you enter a stage called burnout. Now, there are 12 phases of burnout. You don't directly jump into the burnout phase. There are different stages you go through before you reach the final burnout phase. Now, how does it start? It starts with you being completely excited with anything you want to do. There is a new task in hand, there is something amazing you're coming up with, there is something new in hand. Now you're working very hard for it. Second phase, you're working day and night for that work or that task or the project that you have come up with. Slowly and gradually, you literally start neglecting your personal care. You don't take care of yourself, you don't eat well, you don't sleep well, because you are completely in 24/7, you are just running for the work that you want to finish or accomplish. Then your mind starts fighting, because the body is responding, the body's needs are not being met. The body says that you're working every day and night, which is good, but then you're not taking care of me. So there is a mental conflict going on, that why are you doing this, why am I doing this, what is it that I will gain with it. Then zero personal life. You really have no personal life. You stop giving time to your house, to yourself, to your relations inside the house and family. And now you are in denial that you're doing a wrong thing. You are doing something which is very wrong, but now you do not accept it. You are still agreeing to what you are doing. Slowly and gradually, people start telling you that what you're doing is not right. People are telling you that you should focus on yourself, you should focus on your health, you should focus on your social life. But no, you don't want it. And slowly and gradually, you take away yourself from all of these places, wherever you are being denied. Then slowly and gradually, accordingly, your behavior changes. It starts to become irritating, frustrated. It is still wanting to accomplish the task, keeping everything aside. The only aim is to finish the task in hand. Depersonalization. Depersonalization means now you are separating yourself from anybody on this earth, and you are justifying yourself for everything that you are doing. It lands you up being alone, because now there is nobody who's ready to work as much as you are working, who's not ready to give up as much as you are giving up, and who is running around work like the way you are working. So you are now completely alone in this entire task. That leads to depression, means now you do not want to do anything. The 100 point of excitement, enthusiasm has just gone now to zero with the timeline that we have just shared. The depression is that now whatever I've been working on is not going to be successful, or even if it is successful, I am still standing alone. I don't feel satisfied with the results. And finally, because you're feeling ashamed of yourself, or you're feeling dissatisfied with your efforts, your mind and your body collapses. This collapse after doing everything is called burnout. People tell that it's a very good thing to be a workaholic. The more you work, the more you earn, the better your life is going to be. No, it's not there. For sound mental health, workaholism is not a boon, it's a curse. Everything has a time. To everyone listening right now, each and every phase of your life, needs time. In starting, we have just shared that there are 6 segments of life: social, spiritual, financial, physical, mental, and emotional. All these 6 segments should get equal amount of time in order to be completely holistically healthy. Now we come to something which has become very common these days, which is known as imposter syndrome. Very, very common. Now, what happens in the imposter syndrome? Imposter means imposing to be somebody else, not being the true self. Now, what happens is people do work. They work well, they take up the task, they are, working out, they are planning it out, they are implementing it well. But once the work is done, they think it's not because of them, or maybe by fluke they got it done. Otherwise, they are not worthy enough to complete the task, or they are not worthy enough, to deserve the accomplishment, to deserve the compliments, or to deserve work well done thing. It's a psychological occurrence in which an individual doubts their skills, and they are not doubting it before they are starting the task. They are doubting it after they are finishing the task, because after finishing the task they have given up the energy, they have given up the efforts for everything. It's a very bad state of mind, because now the next task will take a huge amount of efforts. To trust the self is a very hard thing. If you lose trust on yourself, to get it back is the hardest you will ever want in life. Never go there. Trust yourself. Even if the achievements are starting from 1%, go with it. Don't doubt yourself. Now, because we have talked about all the issues in general that we face, that lead to imbalanced mental health, or a mental health that is not making us happy and healthy, we will now talk about few tools that you can do, that you can use in everyday life. In everyday life, uh, in 5 minutes span, 10 minutes span, and it is easy to use. The first one is the breath work or breathing techniques. This presentation will be shared with everybody, so it's okay if you skip something, or if there's something not understood, you can ask me at the end of this presentation. Breath work or breathing techniques. There are two breathing techniques which are very important and which are very commonly used in daily life. The first one is box breathing. Box breathing means you're breathing in, holding, breathing out, and pause are of equal amount of time. Means if you're breathing in for 5 seconds, you will hold the breath for 5 seconds, you will breathe out for 5 seconds, and you will pause or rest for 5 seconds. That is known as box breathing. Box breathing can be done anytime, anywhere. Box breathing has scientifically proven to improve focus and concentration. Anytime you feel that you're not able to focus, you're procrastinating, and you're wasting your time, you can instantly start doing the box breathing. 7 to 12 cycles of box breathing will get your complete awareness and attention back into the work that you're doing. The second one is 5-6-7-8 breathing. It is known as 5-6-7-8 breathing. It is the best to have a sound sleep. Anytime you're trying to rest, or you're trying to sleep but you're not able to, your mind is continuously working. Something or the other is going on. Our mind is like, it's a continuous cinema going on. You can't stop. But if you have to pause it, and if you want no if you want it not to disturb you and your healthy patterns of life, this is what you will do. For 5 count, you will breathe in. For 6 count, you will hold your breath. For 7 counts, you will breathe out. And for 8 counts, you will pause. You will relax. Whenever you think you're not able to sleep, whenever you think your mind is functioning too much and you're not able to handle it, you can start doing it 5 cycles, 10 cycles, 15, 20, 30. There is no limit to it. Till the time you don't feel your mind has calmed down, you can continue doing it. There is also one more very nice exercise you do to get your awareness back. Now, this exercise is physical, okay? The breathing, use your palms, okay? Right now, I'm not able to see any one of you because I'm seeing my presentation. So please look at me. Put your palm together, just touch your fingertips together. Do not push them, just put them gently. Now, Get your attention on the fingertips. In few seconds, you will be able to feel impulse on your fingertips. First finger, second, third, fourth, five. The moment you start feeling impulse on all the five fingertips, are you able to feel? I can't see, but can you speak anybody?
Yes, ma'am. This is a great exercise.
So when you are able to feel this pulse, this very moment your attention is back. Whenever you are not able to focus, whenever you feel distracted, or whenever you think I'm feeling unstable, in my mind activity, just get your palm, the fingertips together, feel the pulse on five fingertips, be there for 2 to 3 minutes, and your complete body, mind and soul are in alignment, and you can start doing your work with complete attention. Now we come to the meditation. The second tool is meditation. Meditation is the most powerful. Till date, I don't think I have found any other tool which is as powerful as meditation in achieving anything. If you want to find answers of your life, if you want to clear a confusion, if you want a guidance as to what is right, what is wrong, if you want to understand the steps of any process, sit in meditation. Meditation doesn't mean to shut off your mind. It doesn't mean to completely have zero thoughts. No, that's not true. Meditation means you are focusing on one thing, just one point focus. When you sit in meditation with an objective. If there is something disturbing you, sit with that question mark, that why is it disturbing me? If you're not able to do something properly, sit with the question that why am I not finishing it? Why am I not able to do this thing properly? If you're not able to understand a subject, sit with the question that why is this subject being so difficult to me? And then just close your eyes, focus on the question, and breathe. You should know your breathing. Your breathing is very important. Now, the question and the breathing together in some time, for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, will give you visions, will give you answers to all the questions that you are sitting with. In starting, it can take a bit more time, but as you practice, it will become very easy and very powerful. You can start doing it for just 5 minutes. Sit with an objective. Never sit in meditation without an objective. If you want a calm mind, sit with the intention that yes, I want to calm my mind down. If you will sit in meditation without an objective, it will never result in a positive, outcome. There will be no positive outcome about it. Now, if you're not meditating with your eyes closed, you can also do different activities which are also equal to meditation. Just like mandala. Mandala are the drawings, are the patterns, and you are about to color them. Zentangles. Zentangle is a pattern. It's a figure that is formed with using different kind of patterns, cross patterns, line, horizontal, vertical. You can see them online. You'll be able to understand what does it mean. But they all are equal to meditation, and they all result into answering the confusions and questions of your life. The last I've written is Tratak. Tratak means just to see something continuously. There are two things that are used in Tratak. One is candle, one is a black spot. So what you can do is you can have a candle, light it in the level of your eye, and you can gaze on it as much as you can very comfortably. 10 seconds, 15 seconds, and then slowly close your eyes. Slowly open your eyes and again gaze on the flame. You're not staring at it. You're not feeling uncomfortable. You are very nicely, slowly gazing on it. If a candle is not available, you can use a white paper and draw a black spot on it. And then stick it somewhere or put it somewhere in front of you and keep gazing on it. Then till the time you're able to keep your eyes open, keep them open and then slowly close them. Don't do it fast. It will stress your eyes and your mind. And then slowly open your eyes and again gaze it. The third tool for calming the mind down and make it more productive is journaling. Journaling means writing, drawing, scribbling, doodling, anything you want. You can have a plain book, you can have a pictured book, you can have a lined book, but expressing yourself out is very important. A lot of times there are things that we don't understand, there are things that we want to talk or we want to say but we are not able to say. These things that we are not able to say are the things that literally clog our system. It messes up with the entire system. So whenever you think you are getting stuck somewhere, or or you're not able to understand what next step should I take, start journaling. The simplest is to take normal pen and diary, start writing how you are feeling at that moment of time, and then in as much details as possible start writing down how you are feeling and why are you feeling such. If there are good memories, write them down and preserve them, so whenever you are you're feeling low, you can go back to it and feel again refreshed. If there are bad things happening, write them down in as much detail as possible and throw them off. You are detaching, you're not doing anything, but you're detaching yourself with those negative energies, and hence it will you know create your system very fresh, and it will get rid of all the garbage from your system. There is one more technique that you can use, just like journaling, is affirmation writing. Affirmations means positive statements. Okay, so let's say I'm feeling scared. So what I will write as an affirmation is I am fearless, I am courageous. So writing, speaking, visualizing, and listening to yourself, when you combine all these four together, there is nothing that is not possible. Everything is possible. If there are habits you are trying to delete from your system, if there are habits you are trying to install in your system, start writing affirmations accordingly. The statement should not have negations. No, not, never, couldn't, wouldn't. These words should not be there. For example, if I say don't forget, rather than don't forget, write I remember, or the thing is remembered. Use positive statements, avoid the negations, and do the four things together: writing, speaking, listening, and visualizing it. Visualize as to how are you feeling with the statement that you're writing. Affirmations are also very effective in manifesting. Manifesting means making your life very healthy and happy in your finances, in your plans, in your ideas. If you're trying to accomplish anything, if you have goals in life, short term goals, mid term goals, long term goals, you can use affirmations related to those goals, and you can start doing it from today itself in the span of 21 to 40 days. This is also scientifically proven that if you want anything to come to force, it takes 21 to 40 days. So start writing them down, visualizing them, and whatever you are trying to achieve in life will come to life within the span of 21 to 40 days, and it will start in force. Now, if there are any questions, more than welcome. I think I would want to do it half screen.
Yes.
Possible? Yeah. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am, it's fine. You're ready to take questions, right?
Yes, I'm ready to take the questions.
Right. So overall, that was a great session, ma'am. Thank you for doing it. We've
Thank you.
received a few questions, and
Yes.
so the first question is, user has sent many times, like many of us. I think this is a general question. Many of us, we rarely feel the urge to actually look after mental health, right? So for as a quick thing, what are some of like the key symptoms if someone has to know that they're mentally unwell generally?
Okay, there are two to three things which are very common. The first one is sleep pattern,
Right.
disturbed sleep pattern. Second is eating habits.
Okay.
Either you are, you're not in control of your eating. In general, the amount you eat now it has changed, and the timings at which you eat have changed.
Yes.
And the third, your social life.
Sure.
The way you meet, the way you have been communicating with people earlier, and the way you now communicate with people. So all these three things are the first symptoms that you will see for any kind of mental disturbance.
Yes, ma'am. So we have another question. What are some common misconceptions surrounding mental health and these related fields?
Oh, the first one, which is very common because I meet such people every day, that I'm not bad, that I will go for mental health.
Okay, okay, okay.
The most common one, if somebody suggests that you might seek a counselor or you seek a therapist. So the moment something like that has happened, the person is like, do you think I'm mad or crazy that I need something like that?
Okay, okay.
This is one misconception. Second misconception, if you take therapy or if you undergo mental health, you are going to be addicted to it. You will never live your life on your own.
Okay, so like it's a drug or something.
Yeah, it's a dependency thing that
Okay,
you will always need somebody to help you out. So these are, I think, the two very common things, that myth that go around with the mental health.
right, right. And this is from a perspective of someone who's concerned. Like, if your friend tells you that they think they're, feeling or some of these symptoms or something, how do you ensure that you are, good and supportive to them?
Okay, so when somebody is saying it to you, first be a very good listener. Before you keep questioning or keep poking in between, just listen to it completely start to end with just your ears open.
Okay,
Sometimes the person only needs in an active ear, nothing else. Maximum times, the moment the person is finishing off with the conversation, the person already knows the answer to the problem.
okay, okay, okay.
And if there is still not a solution, then you can understand, since when are you feeling like this. Go back to the timeline.
Right,
The first question you should ask is, since when are you feeling like this? It's been a day or two or a week. And if you're feeling it for a week, then do you remember what happened before that? In any event, somebody told you something or something happened, some change occurred in your life. So these are the two very important questions. One, when you started feeling it, and when you started feeling it before that, what was the event that happened or that occurred to you?
okay, okay.
So that event that occurred is actually acting like a trigger.
Right.
So that's a trigger that because of which now the person has started feeling uncomfortable.
Yes. So those are, and this is kind of, like bit, if someone, like say someone of our age group, right, 18, 20, that age group, if they wanted to attend a therapy session with a psychiatrist or something, how should they actually approach their parents?
Okay, so one thing, okay, one very important thing I should change, which I should say: counselor, psychologist, therapist, and psychiatrist. All four are different people.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so counselor is the one who will talk to you cognitively, and they will try and understand, to give you give you worksheets, give you tasks, and everything will be done verbally,
Mhm.
and the solutions will be sought. Therapist, in therapy there are different kinds of therapy. For example, I am a hypnotherapist. I use
Mhm.
hypnotherapy, so hypnotherapy works with your mind,
Mhm.
right? But I don't, counselor or hypnotherapist cannot recommend the drugs,
Right.
while the psychiatrist can actually recommend and prescribe a drug.
Okay.
Psychiatrist is a doctor, therapist is not a doctor. So when you're
Okay.
suffering from something, if you think you have just started to suffer from that, you can approach a counselor or a therapist, which is very easy. You can go and talk and understand why the things have come up and how you can get rid of them. But if you think the person has been chronically going through it, chronically means for a very long time there is a suffering, then you should approach a psychiatrist, because the medicines give a bit of faster result. but we
Right.
don't from the first step go there. And if you want to talk to your parents about it, um, it's a very vulnerable thing, because in India mental
Exactly.
health is something which is not important. You know,
Right.
if you have failed, it's okay to fail, it's okay, tomorrow you can pass. But the state of mind cannot be changed, so when you're going to meet your parent, they should know your state of mind first.
Hmm.
They should be, first thing is, have a proper setup when you are talking to your parent.
Okay.
Your parent should not be busy, very important.
Okay.
If your parent is busy, they will not entertain you.
Right. Right.
Ask them to sit with you with a quiet mind, with a quiet, no workaround, and sit with you and listen as to how are you feeling and what are you feeling. And before asking, should I go for it, ask them, what do you think should I go for, what do you think, please guide me, what should I do now, could you please support me in, what should I do next in life with the feeling that I'm having right now.
Okay. That's great advice. One last question.
There is some, does he have something came up with in the
Yes,
chat
ma'am.
right now?
That
Yes.
question only. Yeah. So there are stages of depression, right? So one of our wanted to ask basically like, is there any stage of depression from which you can't recover?
No, there is no stage of depression from where you cannot recover.
All are like,
Yes. There are different kinds of therapies and tools used, but there is nothing that cannot get you out from your depression.
okay, yes, ma'am. As for the questions, that's it, ma'am. Once again, thank you for your
Thank you
taking
so
out the
much.
time
Thank
to
you so
join
much.
us. It was a great session. Like all the exercises you shared, they were all like really informative, and I guess everyone else had a great time as well learning about all this. So once again, thank
Thank you
you,
so
and
much. I'll be sharing my presentation with you.
yes,
So
ma'am.
if anybody is, trying to connect, or if there are questions that you have, you feel free to connect with me and, ask your questions. Or if you think you are, you having some trouble, feel free to come and talk. I'm completely available. Not on the
Yes,
call, but on the messages and on the, because I am in therapy through almost the day. I'm into therapy and workshops.
right,
So
right.
taking the call becomes a bit difficult, but I am very good with the, responding to messages and mails.
Yes, ma'am. I'll be sure to share your contact with them so that like if anyone has any troubles, they can get to you. Right.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Once again, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank
This
you.
was a great session.
Bye bye.